Hey everyone, welcome to Coding with Luce. So last weekend, some friends and I here in Manchester helped organise and run one of the Global Azure Bootcamp days. Now, I'm lucky enough to know and call my friend Jim Bennett, the Senior Cloud Developer Advocate at Microsoft based here in the UK. Now, he actually gave a talk on cognitive services and gave us a few great demos of different things that you can do with it. Now, one of the things he showed us was something called image classification. So you may know this from Silicon Valley from the hot dog or not joke. Now, one of the things that really impressed me when I was watching this was not only Jim's, a great speaker, but actually just how easy it was to do. You can sort of spin up an app and you can write some code to do the image classification side of things. But actually, you can also do it inside of the Azure portal. So that's what I thought I'd show you today. Well, it's a mixture of showing you, but also me actually trying it for the first time. Now, one of the things I did before I started this video was I did create the service just in case it took a while to create. It turned out it didn't, but I just wanted to be cautious. So if you wanted to create it from scratch, you can click the plus. And the one we want for image classification is in something called custom vision. Now there's lots of different ones. I'll put a link below to the cognitive services page which gives you an overview of what sort of categories there are in cognitive services and what kind of things you can do with them, which includes search, image classification, speech to text, text to speech, language tools, so many things, facial recognition. It's awesome. But yeah, so as I said, today we're going to focus on custom vision, which is what holds the image classification. So if you want to create a new one, as I said, you just search for it. It's faster than trying to browse through, honestly. Yeah, so then you'll be met with this page. So you just click create. It will spin up this box and then it will ask you various questions. So give it a name, pick your subscription. Mine's just pay as you go. Pick the location. Now, normally you would pick the region closest to you, but not all regions support all features. So the easiest thing to do is leave it as South Central US, which I found seems to be the easiest region to just get started. Now the next thing you want to do is pick the pricing tiers. So prediction, as you can imagine, is to predict whether an image is, the percentage chance that an image is what it is. Because the thing to bear in mind is that okay, you get this hot dog or not joke, but actually cognitive services image classification in general won't give you a yes or no. It will give you a percentage chance that it is what you're asking, or it's a percentage chance of it is something it knows about. So the first pricing tier is prediction. So that's actually analysing the image and giving you a result. So yeah, okay, so ignore this because I've already created one. But yeah, per subscription you can have one free tier, which is perfectly adequate. I think the free tier you can have 2 projects. That's 5,000 images per project for a total of 10,000. And you can have 10,000 predictions in total, which is more than enough when you're a hobbyist. And then training is how it is, as you can imagine, as the name suggests, is the training. So that's, you give it some images and you tag it. As you'll see, you'll give it a tag of what it is, and then over time it will try and learn from those images you give it, which it then uses to do the predictions. So yeah, so obviously I've already created one, so yeah, I will just go back and pick that one. But the other thing to remember down here is that you can click pin to dashboard, which is what means it will appear on this dashboard, so it will appear here. So as I said, I've already created one. Now, those who know me probably know that I quite like sarcastic and also sort of mystery related TV shows, so stuff like Sherlock, Elementary. Now, one of my personal all-time favourites is the TV programme House, or House MD, which is kind of a medical twist on the whole Sherlock Holmes concept. So one of the things I thought I'd do as part of this is a kind of silly one, which is House versus Wilson. So House is equivalent of Holmes and Wilson's is equivalent of Watson. Now, I've already pre-prepared some images, which you'll see later on. I don't actually know how well this is going to work, but hey, let's try it. I've witnessed friend of mine actually creating a Cats versus Dogs and a Simpsons versus Family Guy, 2 separate projects in a matter of sort of, what, 10 minutes in total. So it really is easy, but I guess it all depends on the quality of the images and how similar they look. So yeah, let's get started. So I called it House versus Wilson. So yeah, here we go. So let's go to this one. It should load up. I've not done anything more with it other than that. Yep, so as you can see, you're now met with this. So let's go through step by step. So what this is actually talking about is how to use the API for coding. As you can see, step 3 is enjoy coding. So as far as I'm aware, actually, in this instance, because we're just using the portal to do this, we don't need to worry too much about that. All we need to worry about is this custom vision portal. So if we jump to it. Now, I've opened this once already, but one of the things that you'll see when you first open this is it will just ask you to pick a subscription. You can actually pick one called limited trial, I think it's called, which is just the free one. So that's fine. You know, it's all very simple, and then you'll be met with this screen. So what we're going to do is create a new project. So we're going to call this House versus Wilson. Again, so then we've got to pick a domain. So domains is about what category the images we're using to train comes under. So general is most things. Obviously food is food, landmarks is landmarks, retail is retail. Adult doesn't mean grown-ups. As you can imagine, it means racy content, as it were. Now, these ones at the bottom might seem a bit odd. Compact, what does that mean? So what compact does is it generates a much smaller model containing a neural networks file, which your computer or app, especially like I make Xamarin Apps, for example. So what this gives you is, as it says, this domain can be exported. So if you create one of these models, it will make a much smaller, I think it's about 1.5 meg in size file containing the neural networks for the images that you've given it, and you can actually have this on the phone, so TensorFlow on Android or Core ML on iOS, which means that rather than having to make calls out to the cloud and to make these predictions, it can use the GPU on your phones to do this for you. So obviously that means that you can only do it with the images that you've previously given it rather than on the fly taking new photos. But it's something to bear in mind, you know, if you only ever want to use one single training set and aren't expected to add more to it, it's a great way to allow, you know, offline capabilities. But we don't need that. As you can see, I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I'm sat at home. You know, as you can see, it's 7:20 on a Thursday evening. So, yeah, we'll just stick with general for now. And this is the resource group I was telling you about. So, let's create the project. See how long it takes. Well, that was quick, okay? Yeah, so the first thing you'll see is it says, obviously, you don't have any images. So, fairly straightforward. Let's add some images. So, let's browse local files. So, one of the things I did, was grab some pre-prepared images. So, we've got, you can have as many images as you want, but obviously we're up to the limit of 5,000 per project. But just bear in mind that there is actually a minimum requirement of five images per tag. Otherwise, it's just not enough data for it to go on. So I've just stuck with the minimum of 5 for now because, you know, none of the pictures of a human being from a TV show are ever going to vary that much. But, you know, for things like cats, dogs, TV characters or whatever, okay, bad example, but yeah, cats, dogs, things with multiple breeds or examples of it, you could have lots of variations. So, yeah, you know, you can get up to 5,000. So let's just pick those. Let's pick all of these for now. No, let's just do the house ones, actually. So, it's just house. Yeah, so those who don't know, that's what house looks like. It's played by Hugh Laurie, excellent British actor. Not that you can tell, because he does a very good American accent. So, yep, let's open those. Okay, so add some tags. So this is house. Done. And then upload those 5 files. So that will sit and upload them now. Now I apologise for how long this mail may not take. My internet at home is atrocious. Boom, done. So let's get done. Okay, so it knows about those. And then let's add some more images. So let's add Wilson. So that's Wilson. There we go. So this is Wilson. So there's 5 pictures. Now these pictures vary in quality a little bit, so we'll see, but I'll show you in a minute when we're done. Yeah, so we've got dark, at an angle, just a headshot. That one's come out peculiar. Don't know why. Okay, if you expand it, it's alright. It might well be doesn't like it that far, but here you've got them again. Now I made it a bit more interesting with the house ones. You've got different levels of hair, different lighting, which may or may not work. Normally it relies on the same steady lighting, but we'll soon find out. It's all a learning curve. So obviously this one is digital art. This seems to be from a video game of some description. So they're not even all human real life photographs. So it'll be interesting to see. So we've got those minimum of 5 images. We've added some tags. So let's click train. So this will go through them now and try and do some precision. There you go. So okay, interesting. So let's have a look at predictions. Okay, so let's just run a quick test to see it in action. That's what we want. Okay, so let's quickly grab another photo of house. Let's make it more interesting. Let's grab a photo of Hugh Laurie and see if it can tell. We've used that one before. We've used that one. That'll do. He looks close enough to. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's actual house. You can tell because he's holding a syringe. So let's save that. So let's go to our desktop. House versus Wilson. Test house. So let's upload. One from here, test house, open. There you go, 99% probability that it's house. Cool. Awesome. Okay, and what about if we give it a photo of Hugh Laurie looking a bit different? So let's try a different one this time. Rather than saving the image, we will copy the image location and provide it. So let's try again. Yeah, and it still knows that it's house. Cool. Now, yeah, excellent. So that worked beautifully. But as you saw, this video has been going on for 12 minutes, which includes setup and explanation. So in literally just a few minutes, you've actually managed to see how easy it is to upload some images. Well, set up the project, upload some images, upload some test data, train it all, and then carry out some predictions on it. Boom, just like that.